Greetings, friends, and welcome to the Sherwood Chamber of Commerce 2020 Candidate Forum. My name is Brian Fairbanks, and I'm a member of the Chamber Board. Today, we are visiting with Josie Dayton, who is running for Sherwood City Council. Hello, Josie. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Please just take a moment to share with us a little bit about yourself and why you're running.
Absolutely. Hi there. As Brian said, my name is Josie Dayton, and I'm running for City Council. I decided to run for City Council because I really love Sherwood, and I want to give back to the community. I really love the tree-lined streets, the sidewalks that are full of families, the quaint downtown, the civic center, the farmers market, the amazing wine bars, the restaurants, and the top-rated schools. All of those things are just the most amazing things when you live in Sherwood that you get to enjoy. I really never met more kind, generous, and helpful people than those in Sherwood. In all of these dramas that have been going on lately, particularly since Labor Day, we had a 40-foot tree fall in the backyard of our house, and it nearly missed our house just by a few feet. I mean, truly within 30 minutes, I had multiple neighbors here with chainsaws and kids to help dismantle the trees and then stack it all up for me. It was incredible. And then I'm also part of a local barn, and I have a horse. And the management of that local barn actually took it upon themselves to help evacuate horses from other places. They went into burning barns, they went into fields, and they brought them all back here where they've been kept safe and sound with no cost to the owners. It is truly an amazing community, and I want to be a part of it, and I want the people's opinions who I've been so blessed to know to be made very, very vocal and to help in creating and keeping Sherwood the great and amazing city that we love.
Thank you, Josie. Let me start with our first question for you. What do you feel is the right pace of residential and business growth in Sherwood? How do we manage that growth in a way that maintains the small town feel that many Sherwood residents enjoy?
Well, that's a great question. To maintain the small town feeling in Sherwood, I believe it's critical that residential growth be done at a reasonable rate, one that allows the government institutions to facilitate infrastructure and public safety, as well as keeping property values stable and not overburdening our institutions. One oddity I've found in the community is that very few people actually work in the Sherwood area. In fact, the majority of them commute. And the Sherwood community is consisted of such highly educated people, such as doctors and nurses, teachers, project managers, salespersons, administrators, a huge population of untapped potential. When I asked these people if they were interested in commuting or if they'd rather work in Sherwood, the answer was overwhelmingly an interest in working in Sherwood. I really feel the City Council needs to listen to the wishes and make Sherwood a place where small and middle-sized businesses can thrive. Due to our highly educated and socioeconomics, we can make a place where businesses are welcome and our population can be present. If you elect me in City Council, I'll work to keep residential growth at a reasonable rate, and I'll also foster an environment that encourages small and medium businesses to employ our local populations and innovate the future, keeping Sherwood the small town that we know and love.
So, speaking about business, what is your view on what the role the City Council plays in facilitating local business survival, growth, as well as the development of new businesses here in Sherwood?
Well, that's another very good question. I grew up in Oregon in the Blue Mountains, outside of Milton Free Water. We had a party line, and the water source that we got from was the creek behind the house. We had to commute to school in a short bus, which was the only method available to navigate the windy mountain roads. Each morning, the smell of pine forest would wake us up, and the sound of the creek would lull us to sleep. My parents were small business owners, and they had 2 restaurants in a nearby town. It took enormous work to keep them afloat. What I learned from those years is just how incredibly important business is in the survival of a family. The majority of the population of Sherwood consists of families. Families are only as strong as the businesses that support them. Therefore, it is of utmost concern that the City Council and and Sherwood support and facilitate local businesses. This could be done through partnerships focused on innovation and community engagement, as well as easing red tape.
So shifting directions here with my third question, Josie, how do you see the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion applying to the city of Sherwood? And how do you see the city council working with the business community to ensure the opportunities are available for all?
Well, that's a really important question, especially right now. And what I'd like to say is explain a little bit about my background. So at the age of 4, I was diagnosed with a spinal condition that required a complicated surgery. My family lived far from a medical center, so we had to have the surgery in Seattle. Luckily, my surgery was a success, but it required me to remain lying down for 4 months following the surgery, and then 6 months when I was in a body cast, which allowed for extremely limited mobility. During this time, of my life, my family was challenged by the complexities of having a disabled child and caring for a person belonging to a marginalized class of individuals. We were extremely thankful for the ramps and the disabled accesses that were provided, which allowed us to enter and exit business and government entities. We take it for granted that the majority of our community looks like us, talks like us, is educated similar to us. What we forget is that diversity encompasses a large variety of people, including people of color, the disabled, retired, elderly, children, single parents, educated women returning to the workforce, and the like. These people are currently part of our community, and City Council can make all efforts available to include them and encourage local employment opportunities. Sherwood's a beautiful city, and the people are salt of the earth. Sociological studies have shown the importance of diversity, namely the marketplace of ideas that it creates. So it's no surprise that the government programs already exist to encourage diversity. In Sherwood, our socioeconomic reality excludes some, but as we discussed before, we do have a population of other types of diverse citizens. They can become a major asset if properly engaged and encouraged both in the business arena and the city government. Understanding that there are many forms of diversity are a keystone to innovation, and we should encourage it in all of its forms. We should begin with our already diverse population and continue to reach out into others who are interested in sustaining our small town atmosphere.
Thank you. We would like to now give you time to discuss 2 topics that are important to you. We'll try to go with 2 minutes per topic, please.
Perfect. I went ahead and just continued in the same routine that you had before. So this is number 4. And the question that I'm going to ask myself is, how can the City Council aid our community post-COVID? As all of you know, the coronavirus has dramatically changed the way our communities operate, how we interact with our families, how we work, and how we educate children, and the way we engage with extended family and strangers. It's also been a source of anxiety and has created, particularly in me, an increased need for chocolate chip cookies and a glass of wine, especially when I've been tasked with having to keep social distance for children under 5. It is incredibly difficult. For local businesses, it's imperative that City Council partner and help lead the way. Making this turnaround will require innovation, in particular, the creation of unique business environments. It will require building a partnership between government and business. Sherwood City Council must maintain an attitude of hope, possibility, and flexibility. These attributes will encourage our local businesses. We can also encourage community engagement and the purchase of day-to-day commerce, thus providing our city with a competitive edge. Fueling the fire of innovation as we reimagine business models and city government partnerships. And my last question that I made for myself is, how will the City Council partner to continue to keep our community safe? As an attorney and a former Department of Justice employee, I'm aware of the rule of law and the importance of safety to our community. We are very blessed to live in a place where the crime rates are so low and the community tends to be very safe. Unfortunately, many of our neighbors are not. It is the duty of the City Council and each member of the community to come together to maintain the small town atmosphere we know and love. If I'm elected to City Council, I will work with the police department and social services to further the efforts of our community safety programs and crime deterrent efforts. I will also encourage community engagement and encourage dialogue between all parties with the hopes of resolving criminal propensities and keeping our city safe. In conclusion, thank you for this opportunity, and please elect me and help me keep Sherwood, Sherwood.
Josie Dayton, running for Sherwood City Council, thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, and thank you to all you viewers for taking the time to watch this video. Good day.